My mind goes blank when I speak in English. This is the most common challenge faced by English learners. So don't worry, you are not alone, because we all go through the similar situation when we try to learn English, not only English but any other language also. Because what happens when you try to speak English, you feel stuck, you feel scared, nervous, anxious. So all those emotions come together, and with all those emotions, you barely manage to speak up a single word or single sentence. And then when you are not able to speak up your mind, whatever is going in your mind at the moment, you feel frustrated and embarrassed. So finally, after all this, you reach at the point where you are like, I am done, this is not for me, and you reach at the verge of giving up. But giving up is not the solution to this problem, because if you will try next time, this problem will come again and it will even haunt you more. Now the biggest question is, why does this happen? To understand this, let's think about one situation. Suppose if someone asks you something in your native language, do you struggle to respond? Probably not. You respond in your native language, right? If you can speak in your native language, then you can also respond in English. Then where is the gap? Because if you can speak up in your language, native language, but not in English, there must be a gap. What is this gap then? Lack of exposure. Because we have been learning our native language, we have been speaking our native language for many years. First we heard, first we listened a lot, and then we understood, then we started using it. So this is the main reason we don't struggle to respond in our native language. But with English, this is not the case. English we studied in school as a subject only. We didn't have people around us talking in English. We barely got any exposure. So this is the main reason, this is one of the main reasons we struggle to respond in English, because it is not there in our subconscious mind. And second biggest challenge I feel, mindset problem. Mindset problem as in hesitation to try something new. When you are learning, it means this is something new for you. So this is the hesitation to try something new. When we try something new, we have to put ourselves out of comfort zone, and which is not easy. And this is something we always struggle. Now let's think about some situations. Now think about all those times when you tried something new, or for the first time, how did you feel? For example, first time you went to school, college, or at your workplace, or in any new city. First time you met someone, you went to a function, you went to a new place. Means all those things you did for the first time. How did you feel? Probably lost or confused. Most of the time when we try something new, or we try for the first time, we feel a bit lost and confused, because this is not in our comfort zone. This is something out of our comfort zone. For example, you went to a new city. When you go to a new place, what happens usually? First you get little lost and confused, and you try to connect with the people around you and try to know some places nearby to get this familiar exposure. And then we start exploring some places in the city. Then we get familiar. Basically, for some days you put yourself in that discomfort situation. Then you get familiar. Then you start adopting all these situations with time. And then once you get comfortable with few places and few people around you, then you become more comfortable. Now you are settled in the place. You feel now you are settled. So this situation, when you feel you are settled, comes when you get through little bit discomfort, talking to new people, exploring new places. Likewise in English, when we start learning English, most of the time we get confused, like what to talk about, how to start, and especially we start thinking, maybe I don't have vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, all those English related mechanism, all those mechanics of English. These things are important. I'm not saying these things are not important, but to start speaking, no, they are not that much important, because all those years, in a similar way how we learned our native language, first we heard from the people around us, we understood, and we started using it in our context. Likewise we do for English also. In English all these things are important, but not to speak. At least for survival English, we can speak. So these were two major problems: lack of exposure and hesitation to try something new. Now, what's the solution? Very famous solution is that practice, practice and practice. But how? Problem was lack of exposure. So solution should be we need to get enough exposure. And for that we need to create an environment around us where we can get enough exposure of the language. So we can create. How we can create? We need to learn. We need to have enough exposure of English. How we can get? So in exposure, what we can count? Listening, watching, reading, speaking. Speaking is most important because this is where many people struggle. We have been listening a lot, we have been reading from our very early days, but speaking is a major challenge. To work on this speaking problem, you will have to speak. There is no other way. How you can start? If you are not comfortable to talk to people around you, you can record yourself. You can start talking to yourself in front of camera. And the best solution, you have phone, you can start. If you have phone, you can start there only. Pick some nice topic, prepare, and then start talking. Pick your favorite topics, record yourself and analyze your recordings and see the progress. If you don't feel motivated, you can take professional help also. And second one is hesitation to start something new. To overcome this, think about why did you start learning at the first place? Why did you start learning English at the first place? What was the goal? And what was the main goal? And what are the benefits you are going to get after learning this? Keep reminding yourself again and again. Keep reminding yourself about all those goals and benefits when you feel like to give up on the language. I hope this video will help you to understand it is not a problem. Feeling stuck, feeling confused, it is not a problem, but all these are stepping stones to learn English. Take that as a challenge, not as a problem. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day ahead.